All right, let's talk about a crime. And I mean a huge, life-altering crime that, believe it or not, millions of us are victims of every single day. And here's the really wild part. You're probably one of them.
So, let me just ask you this straight up. What would you do if someone just stole $400,000 from you? I mean, just walked up and took it. You'd be furious, right? Of course you would. You'd call the cops, you'd do whatever it takes to get that money back. But what if the person who stole it wasn't a stranger?
Because the thief, well, it's you. Yeah, you heard me right. More specifically, it's your younger self, the you from your 20s. And every day, that younger you is making choices that are quietly robbing the future you, the you in your 50s and 60s. So, that brings us to the first part of our investigation here, the $1,000,000 heist. We're going to break down how that whole idea of living it up now is actually just a cover for a massive robbery against your own future. You know, one of the sources we looked at put it perfectly. It said most people treat their 20s like financial quicksand. And that's exactly what it is. You think it's this free pass, this decade where you can just figure it all out later. But it's not. It's quicksand. The more you flail around trying to look successful right now, the deeper you sink your financial future.
So think about it. While you're distracted, just trying to get through the week, maybe buying that car you can't quite afford, or treating yourself to another pricey dinner, a silent crime is happening in the background. Each one of those little choices, it's another piece of the puzzle that, when you put it all together, builds a future where you're a lot poorer than you need to be.
Okay, so every crime has a weapon, right? But for this heist, it's not a gun, it's not a crowbar, it's something way, way more powerful and sneaky. It's time. And we're about to get into the brutal, undeniable math of what waiting really costs you. And the whole thing, this whole heist, it all comes down to one powerful concept: compound interest. It's basically where your money starts having its own babies, earning its own money. It starts out tiny, but over time, it creates this massive snowball effect. Now, that snowball can be rolling for you, building your wealth, or its absence can work brutally against you. Okay, check this out. Let's set up a little race. We've got two people, investor A and investor B. Both of them invest just $200 a month. That's it. Now, investor A starts right out of college at age 22. Investor B, well, they wait. They wait just 1 decade and start at 32. Same money, same investment, just a 10-year delay. What happens?
Well, look at this. The results are, honestly, they're staggering. Investor A, the one who started at 22, by the time they're ready to retire, they have $1,000,000. That little $200 a month snowballed into a cool million. But what about investor B, the one who waited? They end up with around $700,000. Wow.
And there it is. That's the cost of waiting, $300,000. And let's be super clear, that isn't money they forgot to save. No, that's the growth they lost. It's gone forever. By waiting 10 years, their 20 self literally stole 300 grand from their future self, just by procrastinating. All right, so if waiting is the main culprit, every good heist needs accomplices, right? It needs a getaway car. So now, let's identify those accomplices, the everyday habits and choices that are helping your future wealth make a clean getaway. And here's prime suspect number 1, the new car. Right now, the average new car payment is over $700 a month. We've somehow normalized this, but let's call it what it is. It's a wealth destruction machine. It is the single fastest way to drive your future financial freedom right off a cliff. So let's look at the 2 roads you can take with that $700. Path number 1, the new car. What do you get? A depreciating asset, something that loses value, funded by high interest payments, and it gives you some temporary status. Okay. Path number 2, you invest it. Now you have a growing asset, powered by compound interest, and the outcome? Actual freedom. The choice couldn't be more stark. And if you need more proof, just think about this. A new car loses about 20% of its value the second you drive it off the lot. I mean, literally, the moment the tires hit the street. You haven't even made it home yet, and thousands of your dollars have just, poof, vanished. That is the literal definition of a terrible investment. But hey, the getaway car isn't working alone. There are other accomplices. It's what you'd call a death by 1,000 cuts. You know what I'm talking about. The $20 fast food that's not so cheap anymore. The frequent $100 dinners that feel like no big deal. The dozen streaming subscriptions you've forgotten you're even paying for. Each one is a tiny leak, but together, they'll sink the entire ship. Okay, so we've laid out the crime, the weapon, the getaway car. It's a bit grim, I know. So let's talk about how to stop it.
How do you catch this thief and take back control? This is all about getting to a financial tipping point, that magic moment where the math finally starts working for you instead of against you. And this path, it really comes in 3 stages. Stage 1 is the grind. Look, saving that first 20 grand is gonna be tough. It's brutal. It's all about rewiring your brain. But then you hit stage 2, the shift. Once you have that cushion, something amazing happens. You get psychological freedom. You have what they call walking away money. And finally, stage 3, the snowball. You hit $100,000, and from there, the math takes over and does the heavy lifting for you. And that right there, that's the magic moment. Once you have $100,000 working for you, the math just becomes, well, one of our sources called it ridiculous in your favor. And they're right. At that point, the money your investments earn in a year can be more than you could ever hope to save by pinching pennies and skipping coffees. The snowball is officially rolling downhill, and it's getting bigger and faster all by itself. Because ultimately, this whole thing boils down to one simple, powerful truth. Real success isn't about the stuff. It's not the fancy car. It's not the expensive watch. It's freedom. The freedom to leave a job you hate. The freedom to handle an unexpected emergency without panic. The freedom to just live life on your own terms. That is what real success looks like. So that leaves us with the one big question, the fundamental choice this is all about. Do you want to spend your money trying to look wealthy right now, financing an image of success? Or are you willing to quietly build your wealth so that you can be wealthy later and buy yourself actual, genuine freedom? The choice is totally yours, but the heist, it's happening right now, and only you can stop it.